When I installed this JDM double DIN radio mount and moved my stock radio from here, it left a lot of you wondering what was going to take its place. Well, as I said, I did have a plan for that spot, and well, today we're going to be putting that in action as we install this tablet as my navigation setup in my off-road and overland 2004 Subaru Forester. Well, exactly what is this? Well, it's an Android tablet, a Samsung S7 to be exact, running a custom operating system that allows me to use the full GPS capabilities of this while running Android Auto. This allows me to use my favorite mapping software, Gaia, to plan our routes as well as see them on our double DIN up top. Getting this working wasn't the easiest and required a couple little custom hackeries as well as rooting the tablet to get it to work. With that said, we're now able to run Android Auto off of the tablet while using my Starlink as internet and have navigation capabilities across all of our adventures. So with that said, let's go ahead and get this installed in the Forester. And installing this is actually be easier than you expect because, well, we're going to put it right here, and back here we have a couple different places to mount it. So what we're going to actually be doing is using a crossbar in here to go ahead and use one of my favorite things, RAM mounts, to go ahead and put the tablet mount right about here. That said, we have a couple little things we got to do to prep in here, and I got to show you exactly what we're looking at. So let's go ahead and cover what we'll be using to do the install. So to do the install, obviously we need a few pieces. The first and probably most important is the tablet mount yourself. Depending on what tablet you use, RAM mounts got a ton of different options. I went with the spring-loaded one so I can take the tablet in and out as I please, but it still provides us a really secure connection. Then on the back, you're going to need some sort of mount plate. I'm using the size B because the tablet is quite light and we got a solid mounting position. Next, you're going to need is an arm. This arm is the long type B, so this will clamp onto the back of your tablet as well as your mounting solution. And for your mounting solution, it depends on how you're going to mount it in your car, but I am using their bar mounting solution that mounts right onto the bar and gives us a nice solid mounting position. It also gives us a ton of different options for different clamp sizes, so we should be able to get this on nice and tight to hold all of this together. So let's get installing. And like I said, we're going to be using this bar mount here to mount in the Subaru. And well, you're probably wondering, where is this going to go? Well, if we just push this down, you're going to see that there's a bit of a bar actually hiding in here. And well, we have this piece of plastic that is in the way. I could cut this whole thing out and then never install a radio in here again. Or what I'm actually going to do is we're going to Dremel just this little piece out here that then will allow us to mount this guy right on top of this bar. With the Dremel, we made our initial cut across the front before we took our hot knife and then went and made the more precise cut, and then we finished it off with the file. So we have our place where we can go ahead and mount this up, and as you can see, there is no issues with it hitting anything, so we are good to go. We do got to figure out now which one of these semicircles we'll be using, as they add a little bit of spacer, and they also provide some 3M. So I think first, we'll put this 3M on, then we'll go ahead, figure out which semicircle helps clamp it down best, and then clamp it down, and then it's all about mounting it on. Really easy install today. And after a little bit of fighting, we have our mount there. It actually is pretty solid. It's moving the bar and the mount's not moving at all. Actually, I think I'm moving the car a little bit when I shake it. So I'm not too worried about it moving. But that said, it was a bit of a pain to get this in here because you have a very small space. Anyways, next is, well, our mount itself. So these RAM mounts have a nice little spring in here. What I think I'm going to do is, because I want that side to be the one that's easier to work on, we're going to go like this and clamp it on here. And then obviously I got to tighten this. This is the challenge with this, is I don't have a lot of room in here. And we're going to bring this up as far as possible to bring the tablet mount as far up as possible. So I do have access to this. So we'll go ahead. That's clipped on there. We slide this. Oh, got to loosen it off a bit. There we go. It's clicked in. Oh, I've hit my hazards. And then sneak your hand in there. That's the challenge right there, is sneaking your hand in there. And then you should just be able to tighten this guy up so that tablet can sit right there. And with that in a position that I quite like, it does block my climate control a little bit, but you're kind of used to the Subaru, so you should be able to kind of figure out what is what. We can go ahead and mount up the tablet and see how it works. So again, we'll take the tablet, make sure the power is down, go mount that like that. And then all we should do is take our USB cable, plug it in here, and would you look at that, we have a full tablet system on our Forester. It definitely makes good use of this. It fits like almost perfectly, and I guess it definitely has some bounce. As I said, what I could do is I could zip tie in the back to kind of support it, and I might do that for adventures, but that is kind of what we're doing and looking like. I do got to figure out this guy. This guy I think is going to go like right here. This is my phone mount. We actually have an upgrade here where we'll be using MagSafe to mount it because my old iPhone didn't have MagSafe, but the new one does. So we can go ahead and clip this right beside the phone, and then it will be magnetic attached. So that is what our inside looks like. And look at that. So we have our Android Auto running up here, and we have our tablet running Android Auto down here. So we can go ahead, check out our maps, and the coolest thing is because this is on Android, we do have the 3D maps on both the tablet, but the deck as well. So it's pretty cool. But let's go ahead and take a closer look at what we can do. Let's first start with what we installed a couple of videos ago. This doubled in with my Pioneer deck. So running Android Auto, we're able to go ahead, control our music, go ahead, pull up different maps. So we can use this, or we can use Gaia, and we can go ahead and go from there. But as I said, we're running Android Auto from here. So this full-fledged tablet means that we can go ahead, let's say we want to check out the maps a little bit, maybe open up a different layer. We can go ahead, the map probably won't load because I'm in a different spot with no Wi-Fi, but it'll allow us to scroll this, and then we can set up maps, we can check out pins, we can go from 2D to 3D, all that on the tablet, making it a lot easier to explore maps. And because it's Android, we can also go ahead, run it maybe in two different modes. So we have our maps up here, then we have our browser, music, anything we really want on here. All plugged in with one single USB cable, and well, actually, it's pretty strong. You'll have to see how well it works in our latest episode, but I'm really excited because like, check that out. We can be on the trail, we can go, oh, I want to make it to this campsite right up here. We can go ahead, set up a route, and then the route will show up on here if we want. Or as I said, maybe we have the live stream going and I want to keep tabs on the live stream when we're live streaming. We could check it out here, and it still keeps my phone here with wireless CarPlay if I really wanted to when I'm not using the tablet. So this is a really nice setup. The only thing I kind of want to change is maybe tilt this guy more towards me because right now it's flat and it's kind of facing this way where it should be kind of facing this way. But I'm really excited for this because we've put this empty space to good use, and well, upgraded our Forester quite a bit with some more navigation and off-road capabilities. And there we go. We make good use of the empty space left behind when we installed the JDM doubled-in dash. With that said, I'm looking forward to seeing how this can change your adventures, both with being able to scout new trails as well as save some of our favorites. And when paired with the Starlink, we'll have unlimited connectivity to really explore the Canadian backcountry. With that said, you're just going to have to see how that changes our adventures in the next video, because today we're going to be wrapping that up. Down below, let me know if you're going to do something like this in your adventure Subaru build. With that said, if you're looking for parts for your build, feel free to reach out to Flat 4 Off-Road here in Canada, and we can help you get set up. And while you're down there, don't forget to go ahead and also check out the community memberships to access some behind-the-scenes content as well as some exclusive perks. And with that said, I'll be seeing you guys in the next adventure.